Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching Vigilante. We've been demonetized by YouTube, so support what we're doing. The scroll is below. You can go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood and rockfin.com/Graham Elwood to support what we're doing. Because I like talking about stuff. I'm very anti-war. I'm an anti-war, pro-labor socialist. That's where you're at, guys. It's okay. Don't be afraid of the word socialist. It doesn't mean I like Stalin. Socialism just means workers own the means of production. That's all it means. Democratic socialism is public money is spread evenly the way it currently is. Why tax dollars pay for schools and roads and police and fire departments and all that. Why do I bring all that up? Because we are we're still just bombing everybody. Oh, we got Trump out. Yay. Now we got Biden. What's Biden doing? Bombing. Tough talk with Iran. Meanwhile, China, I just did a video on this. China is doing a deal, a $400 billion deal with Iran. They're not going into China and sanctioning and bombing them and threatening war and surrounding them with military bases the way we do. They're going, here's $400 billion. We're going to build roads and projects and ship our stuff here. And because that's what China's been doing all over the world. China's helping to build like a levee or something like that in Venice, Italy. They've been going to countries all throughout Africa. We'll build you a port. We'll build you roads and a train, just, to ship their products. They're just being like business people. Okay. They're not bombing everybody. Because America has a military industrial complex that is all about profit, war for profit. But this is America's long history. Who is Smedley Butler? He wrote the book, War is a Racket. And he was actually asked in when FDR got elected, a bunch of, ruling elites came to him to help stage a coup because they didn't like FDR was like, oh, making the rich pay taxes and giving people social programs and pulling people out of poverty. Oh, no. So what some have asked, who's Smedley Butler? Here's who Smedley Butler is.
Smedley Butler, a U.S. Marine Corps General Major who was the most decorated Marine at the time of his death, stated it well when he wrote,
I spent 33 years and 4 months in active military service, and during that period, I spent most of my time as a high-class muscle man for big business, for Wall Street and the bankers. In short, I was a racketeer, a gangster for capitalism. I helped make Mexico safe for American oil interests. I helped make Haiti and Cuba a decent place for the National City Bank boys to collect revenues in. I helped in raping of half a dozen Central American republics for the benefit of Wall Street. I helped purify Nicaragua for the International Banking House of Brown Brothers. I brought light to the Dominican Republic for the American sugar interests. I helped make Honduras right for the American fruit companies. In China, I helped see to it that Standard Oil went on its way unmolested. Looking back on it, I might have given Al Capone a few hints. The best that he could do was operate his racket in 3 districts. I operated on 3 continents. War is a racket. It always has been. A few profit and the many pay. But there is a way to stop it. You can end it by disarmament conferences. It can be smashed effectively only by taking the profit out of war.
So when you listen to somebody at CNN or MSNBC or Fox or whatever tell you that, oh, Iran-backed rebels, that's why we had to bomb Syria, Iran-backed rebels. No, it's a racket. It's money. Iran has a bunch of oil. They don't want to give it to us. Or we just want to take it our way. Venezuela has the #1 oil reserves in the world. That's why we're sanctioned. It's not, oh, Maduro's evil. And then Juan Guaido, who's a CIA puppet, just stands up and says, it's a racket. It's a racket. We've been doing this for over 100 years. I mean, the most decorated general in Marine Corps history is saying this. Because he did it. He lived it. He said, I was a high-priced muscle for American business interests. I was a gangster for capitalism. That's all it is. So when you hear people who's like, oh, I'm a liberal, I voted for Joe Biden, and they're like in favor of war, what the hell are you talking about? And now it's even more sophisticated and more awful. Now we can just send drones. But it's still the same. A few profit and many suffer. Just like he said. He made that video back in 1933 or something like that. A few profit. War is a racket. He said this 90 years ago. War is a racket. So I'm sorry. What's China doing? They're trying to buy favor in the world, not bomb everybody. What does America do? Sanctions, which are an act of warfare. Oh, all these people are at the border. Gee, why? I wonder why. Because we've sanctioned and created war and destabilized countries to make it so it's horrific. The CIA and their crack cocaine, they get cocaine from Central and South America. I mean, we know that from Gary Webb. The war on drugs is a racket. The war on crime is a racket. It's the same racket. Why do you think cities like Los Angeles, where the Los Angeles Police Department gets 54% of the operating budget of the city of Los Angeles, $3.1 billion. That's what LAPD gets. And it goes for armored vehicles, military grade equipment, rubber bullets, tear gas, which is banned, which is a chemical weapon. So we bomb Syria because they supposedly use chemical weapons. Is someone going to bomb us every time we tear gas a peaceful protest? So Smedley Butler was right. A Marine Corps general said war is a racket. So you're going to keep letting the war machine lie to you and propagandize you and get you to believe that, oh, some wars are just, we need war. No. For American corporate interests, oil companies, right? That's what this is. It's about the petrodollar. It's just now it's worse. And now our weapons can destroy all life on planet Earth. So if you're wondering who Smedley Butler was, now you know. Thanks for coming here for the truth. They're not going to talk about Smedley Butler. I didn't know about him till about 4 years ago. Because he's hidden. We're not taught about Smedley Butler in our history books, in history class. Isn't that weird? There's no big fancy documentary that got nominated for an Oscar about Smedley Butler. Isn't that weird? The Academy, nobody's making that movie. And if they did, you think the Academy would nominate it? You think it's going to be a Smedley Butler documentary is going to make it to Netflix and be featured on Netflix? No. Think it's going to win a Golden Globe? No. You think think Rachel Maddow's going to talk about Smedley Butler? No, she's too busy pushing Russiagate because war is a racket. And when she does a Russiagate segment that is sponsored by Boeing, which I've seen, this has happened, Boeing, a defense contractor, is sponsoring a Russiagate. So Russia hysteria is fueling a Cold War 2.0, which who will profit from that? The defense contractors. It's the same racket. It's the same racket. It's the same racket. Follow the money. Connect the dots. That's where you get the truth. Shave your knuckles for justice. Ba-boom. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button. Go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood and rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, where you can support the show. Also, I have a Bitcoin wallet, a Bitcoin Cash wallet, and an Ethereum wallet in the show notes. We're taking cryptocurrency. I have a Coinbase affiliation link. We're going to be getting on some other exchanges. So that's how you support the show. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. YouTube is unsubscribing us at an alarming rate. I have a PayPal button at GrahamElwood.com. I even have a Venmo at Graham-Elwood. There's a lot of ways to support our show. We are getting crushed by YouTube. We've dipped under 73,000 subscribers because of YouTube. Thanks for supporting what we do.